Hi, you guys. Welcome back for our daily practice questions. It is day 270. I'd like to first start with my introduction and disclaimer before getting started with our questions for today. So, for those of you who are familiar with me, hey y'all. For those of you who are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Dr. Brittany Weinstock, a family nurse practitioner and the founder and CEO of the Nursing Studio. I provide resources, tools, review courses, review videos, review books, digital flashcards, Q banks, one on one sessions, and more to assist nurses as well as nurse practitioners with success on their boards as well as in practice. I've been doing this since 2015, assisting nurses and nurse practitioners internationally with exam success. But y'all know my disclaimer and reminder is that we know there's no absolutes in medicine. We treat on a patient by patient, and any of the questions that you see here, I have designed and created based on the current guidelines that have been tested on the ANCC as well as AANP exam. Now, any of my videos where I'm teaching on things that we currently do in practice, I will always say that so there's no confusion. So, with that being said, let's get into question number one for today. But before we get started, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you're not missing any of my videos. And if you would like to gain access to my MP Test Success Toolkit, it is free and linked in the description. My website is also linked in the description. And as always, I like to direct you to my business profile by simply going to Google and searching The Nursing Studio, where you'll find my telephone number, link to my website, as well as testimonials from previous review students. All right, question number one. A 62-year-old male with a history of hypertension and type 2 diabetes presents for follow-up. His blood pressure is well controlled on lisinopril. Labs show LDL of 165, HDL of 38, and triglycerides 140. According to current guidelines, what is the most appropriate next step? Is it A, start a low-intensity statin, B, start a moderate-intensity statin, C, start a fibrate, or D, no medication, recommend a diet and exercise only? Take a moment and tell me what you got in the comments, you guys. All right, so I always recommend reading the stem of the question first, as it allows you to slow down to ensure you're answering what is even being asked of you. So here the stem of the question states, according to current guidelines, what is the most appropriate next step? All right, so let's see what we got going on. Next step is basically talking about plans, treatment. So I always tell you to run it back and see if there's a diagnosis provided. So we have a patient with a history of hypertension, type 2 diabetes, blood pressure is well controlled, and we're looking at these labs of this lipid panel, right? So the patient has an LDL of 165, which we know is abnormal. You know that we want the LDL less than 100, but also when they have risk factors such as diabetes and hypertension, you want it less than 70. HDL is 38. It really needs to be higher, and the triglycerides are 140, which is fine because it's less than that 150 range, right? So we know we need to put some statin therapy, which works towards that LDL reduction. So your best answer is B, start a moderate intensity statin. All right, question number two. A 55-year-old female with a 30-pack year smoking history presents with chronic cough and dyspnea. Spirometry shows an FEV1 at 58%. What is the gold classification of her COPD? Is it gold stage 1, gold stage 2, gold stage 3, or gold stage 4? Take a moment and tell me what you got in the comments, y'all. All right, and stem of the question here states, what is the gold classification of her COPD? So looking at the spirometry with an FEV1 of 58%, this would be B, gold stage 2. Remember that runs from that 79% to 50% range. So that 58 falls right into that category. All right, and lastly, question number three. A nurse practitioner suspects a colleague is diverting opioids from the clinic. What is the NP's primary ethical obligation? Is it A, protect the colleague's reputation, B, immediately confront the colleague privately, C, report the concern to appropriate authorities, or is it D, ignore the issue unless patient harm occurs? Take a moment and tell me what you got. Okay, so the stem of the question states, what is the NP's primary ethical obligation? So we have a nurse practitioner that suspects a colleague is diverting opioids from the clinic. And you want to see, report the concern to the appropriate authorities. It is our requirement and ethical obligation to report it. All right, you guys. I hope you found this helpful. As always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share with whoever you may think may find this beneficial as well. But y'all know what to do. Y'all make sure y'all meet me back here. And if you need any other resources that I do offer, feel free to reach out to the Nursing Studio by giving us a call, shooting us a text message, or shooting us an email. And as always, everything that I offer is linked in the bio of this channel, including my website. And as I mentioned previously, my website is also linked in the description of this video. All right, y'all. Y'all know what to do. Y'all make sure y'all meet me back here. Happy studying. Bye, y'all.